talk in this little video about use of the hands. Many hymns, such as the tune Paderborn, have got written in 4-part harmony, SATB, and in simple terms it makes sense to use perhaps two notes in the left hand, bass and tenor, and alto and soprano in the right hand. It breaks down sometimes, that theory. For example, if I'm not using pedals, and for the end of this line, it's too far apart to do it comfortably, so it's easier to transfer the tenor note to the right hand. Just one note in the left. So occasionally the inner parts we're going to move from hand to hand, and that's something to practice. There's several reasons for doing so. Now when we start playing with the pedals as well, there's actually no need to play the bass note. So I could just play the tenor note with my left hand, but actually it probably makes better sense if I play bass with my feet, alto and tenor with with one hand, and soprano with the other. Now there's a second very good reason why it's worth practicing doing alto and tenor with your left hand, bass with the feet, and then the soprano line with the right hand, because it means if you do want to do a solo line, it's very easy then to achieve that. Oh, sorry about the tuning of that that G on the trumpet. I'll do it again on the great manual. If I was going to start, I would keep strict time and then have my 2 beats again. Now the choice of registration, soloing things out is a useful thing to do. We do want to change the style and the tone from time to time, and always using a 15th is not always convenient. This is quite a medium-sized organ, so I've got plenty of stops to choose from, but especially on smaller organs, occasionally I might not have exactly the ranks that I want. It might be quite nice if I want to have an 8-foot and a 4-foot to play it an octave higher. And playing things up the octave and down the octave is a very good trick. Sometimes if you simply want a very quiet 4-foot, it's much easier to use an 8-foot and play it up. If you want a very quiet 8-foot even, use a 4-foot and play it down the octave. So these are all things we can start to use to help varying the accompaniments to make them more interesting. Something's very important though is, however interesting we try and make it, we're still there to support the congregation. So don't get carried away making it so interesting and musically complicated that the congregation are left confused. That's counterproductive. You know, we must always keep regular time. It must be clear what the pulse is, it must be clear what the pitch is and what the melody is, so the congregation know what they're doing. Different rules might apply if you've got a choir, if you've got a conductor as well, but all of these videos are based on the premise that we're trying to lead a congregation from the organ. In the next video I'll perhaps talk about varying the harmonies and perhaps improvising a little bit on hymns as well. Anyway, that's it for this one.